Good evening, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight, we are back in the room. Go ahead and like, love, and share on tonight. I'm excited, of course, about everything that God is sharing with us on tonight. Welcome to the room. I'm Dr. Gina Crawford. Thank you. Calling all roommates to hang out with us in the room on tonight. So I pray that you've had a great day so far. It is literally almost the end of another month. And so literally the months are going by really, really fast. And so I hope that this month of August has been good to you. I hope that you are thriving. I hope that you are being intentional about living. I hope that you are not allowing people, places, and things and um, ideas and thoughts to distract you and to keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. So come on in on tonight. Come on in, y'all. I know I say it every week, but I really have something to share with you on tonight. That was it was like an aha moment. All these aha moments that are coming lately, and so go ahead and call somebody, call a roommate, tag them, post it, share this on all of your social media platforms. Tell everybody that we are in the room. We're in the space where we talk about what we talk about. And so tonight is no different. We are back in tonight on this rainy night in Georgia, um, and back to share with you some things that I think sometimes we don't even think about. And so I wanted to bring this idea to you on tonight. How many of you, I actually want to start with a question. How many of you know that you're good at doing something, but you don't necessarily like let other people know? No, really, let me hear from you. Like you know that you are good at doing things, but you're not the person who you really tell everybody what you do. You're not the person who you kind of shine a light on what you do. You're not the person who not really brag about it, but you don't really tell people what you do. Like what you do it well. What you do, you are literally the expert at what you do. You are the expert in your field. If somebody asks you a question, you can answer it with no hesitation. Your passion is your passion. You're good at it. You do what you do. People wonder how you do what you do. People are literally in awe of what you do. And but you are the person who's just like, nah, I just don't like to bring attention to myself. I don't like people to call my name. I don't do it for the applause. I'm not the applause person. I don't necessarily like people posting my name or boasting about me or this, that, and the other. I just kind of like do what I do and just let it be. So how many of you are that person? You are that person. You are that person who is just really like, well, I mean, if I get credit, I get credit. If I don't get credit, it ain't no big deal. It's no big deal. You are that person. So, yeah, I know a couple of people personally who are like that. A couple of people who are just like, hey, I don't need you to call my name. I don't need any credit. I don't need, people to know that it's me. I don't need people to know what I'm doing, this and the other. And so they kind of like to hide in the background. They kind of like to shy away from the light. It's a lot of it is you call them and say, hey, such as you really didn't have to do that. You really didn't have to say that. So they shy away from the light. And so it's like literally when the light shines, they're backing away. Sometimes literally backing away. And so in doing this, I don't know what I was doing actually, but earlier this week it hit me. Earlier this week it hit me, and I don't know why it didn't hit me before, but earlier this week it hit me where I'm normally let people know that I'm mainly introverted, right? I could be ambivert if I need to. If I need to step out, I step out. But for the most part, I am mostly introverted. And so it's literally where I could do people, but sometimes I just want to do people on my terms. Yeah, ministry, right? God's funny. He ha 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 funny, right? So sometimes it's like, no, I rather write it or text it, but that whole talking in front of people, like I'm doing now, talking in front of people or engaging with people, it takes me building up to get to do the things that I do in front of people. And so people are like, oh, you're good at it. You do this. You can't ever tell this and the other. But literally, y'all, let me tell you, sometimes when you're in front of people, it is God. It is all God. It is all God giving the go. It is all God giving the energy to do what we do. And so some people don't understand that. Some people think, oh, you must love it. You must like it. You do it all the time. Sometimes it's not necessarily so. Sometimes you do it because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're called to do. And so I was thinking the other day and I was like, well, God, sometimes you just don't want the attention. You just don't want people to call your name. You just kind of want to hide. You just kind of do what you want to do and just, do what you're supposed to do and just kind of move on, right? Let it go. Just let it be what it is. Y'all, I got this revelation the other day, and I was sitting there, and I'm telling you what I heard. I heard, so you don't necessarily want people to see you do what you do or know what you do because you think that it brings attention to you. You don't necessarily want the attention to be on you. This is what I'm hearing, right? You don't necessarily want people to look at you. And so literally, Lord was like, so you think it's about you? What if we switch that thinking and know that it's not about you? It's about people looking at the me inside of you. If people are not looking at you, so while you're feeling uncomfortable, while you're feeling like you need to shy away, while you're feeling like I don't necessarily want to do this because people gonna talk about me, I don't want the attention because people, how people are people, folk be folking, it's literally I don't want the lights on me, and so literally I'm hearing this, right? God is like, but the attention is not on you. The attention is not on you. How arrogant of you to even think that the attention is on you. The attention is on what I put inside of you that draws people to me. Yeah, I'm telling you, you might want to invite some people on tonight. The attention is not on you. The focus is not on you. So when you say, well, I don't like the attention. I don't like people looking at me. I don't want, people to look at me. I don't want the light to be shown on me. And literally God, but it's not shown on you. He said that's where y'all get it twisted a lot. So there are certain things that God is calling us to do and telling us to do. No, I don't really do that because I don't, I don't want, y'all know how I am. I don't want the light on me. And so literally it's like, but the light ain't on you. The light is on me. The light is on the me, on the you that I called you to be. The light is on what I put inside of you that people need. So while we're in this space, sometimes we're just kind of like we're shying away from people calling us to the front. We're shying away from people calling us to the stage. We're shying away from people, calling our names. No, don't call my name. But God said, what if I'm called? What if I'm telling them to call your name? Because I know when they call your name, you gonna call my name. Y'all, I was like, that's what we doing, God? Okay. All right then. Well, let me woo, yeah. Yeah. I had to rethink a lot of things. I had to rethink a lot of things that God is calling me and has called me to do because I'm thinking, well, God, you know how people are, how social media is, people and their opinions, people and their thoughts. He said, yeah, I know people, but you know me. I know people, but you know me. And so because you know me, why are you concerned about the people? So, yeah. Wow. Right. Wow. Whoa. So I was literally, I had to sit and I think I've been in thought mode the entire week. So God, what you're saying is when I don't want to give a yes, I'm saying no to you. So what you're saying is when people call me to do certain things and I hesitate because I don't necessarily want people looking at me, you're saying I'm kind of laced with pride and arrogance just a little bit because I think it's about me. And really, it's about what you put inside of me. And it's about not just giving it to other people, but it's about a season of developing me, developing what you have put inside of me. So I have had to really sit down and think a lot about all the assignments that I have, all the assignments that I have had, and the things that I said no to. I remember when I first, well, I not first got into ministry, but when I was the executive pastor or co-pastor of this ministry that we were part of, and so the pastor would ask me to preach, and I would find every reason, every excuse to tell him, no, I don't think I'll be able to do it. No, simply because I was caught up in my feelings. I was caught up in, I don't preach like someone. I don't preach like I don't do the hooping, and the response, I don't. And so I had to think about all of the times that I gave an excuse, all of the times I said no. There are times when people would ask me, y'all, I've missed out on so many opportunities. Oh, Jesus, did she go with that plane, Lord? Make it plain, make it plain. I mean, I will not confirm or deny. But and that's something I'm thinking about, honestly. Like places that God is calling me to go to, things that God is calling me to do because it's in front of people, or because I don't necessarily want the attention to be on me. It's like God is like, but the attention is not on you. The attention is supposed to be on me. And so for those of us who have, decided to shy away from um the accepting certain invitations. Now you don't accept every invitation, you pray about it first. But we've shied away from accepting certain invitations, or when people call you to come to the front. It's like, no, I'm good. And he's like, but they're not calling you. They're calling what's in you to come to the front. Not for people to see you, but for people to see and hear what I put inside of you. And so we are living in this age, in this society, where I want to say most often, the people who really have something to say that makes sense, the people who really, really have life-changing words to give and life-changing strategies, are the people who are the quietest. They're somewhere right now sitting back thinking about how things could shift. They're thinking about how things could go, how things could be differently. But oftentimes we never hear from those people because they don't like to be in the spotlight. They don't like for their names to be called. They don't like the applause. They don't like people even looking at them. And so here it is. What happens is there is an imbalance. Now you got all these people out here who ain't got nothing to say. Well, they think they got something to say. Or they're saying stuff that makes no kind of sense. None at all. And so what we do is we sit back oftentimes and we criticize and we critique the people who are the loudest. We sit back and we criticize and we critique the people who are saying so much, but really saying little. And so literally God is saying, well, how is it that you're going to critique them when you won't even operate in obedience? It's not the people, it's us. I know, hard pill to swallow. Had to drink a gallon of water behind that pill. So if you're that person, you're shying away from the assignment, or you only say yes to the assignments that you are familiar with because you are familiar with the people. You're familiar with the places. I'm telling you now, you're being called to unfamiliar places. Don't be surprised when people have heard about you. Don't be surprised when people have heard your name. Your name is going to be called in unfamiliar places. People that have seen you and you don't even know they're watching. You don't even know they're looking at you. So let's back this thing up. So Matthew 5:16, right? Matthew 5:16. Y'all know Matthew 5:16. Matthew 5:16. talks about you letting your light shine. You letting your light shine. Let your light so shine. Let your light so shine. Let your light so shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. It's giving you permission to let your light shine. You have been granted permission, not permission from people, but permission from God to let your light shine. Here's the thing about light. Light is causing people to see things that you don't want people to see. That's why we don't want to let the light shine on us sometimes, because it means that people are going to see my flaws and all. That's what light does. Light reveals a lot of things. So God, if you're telling me to let my light so shine, they're going to have to see the ugly parts. He said, yeah, I want them to see that. I want them to see how even in the ugliness, you are still unique. Even shedding light on your flaws and all. So the exposure of the light, exposure of those things is for you not to hide them anymore. So oftentimes we don't want the light to shine on us, because God, if it shines on me, that means people are going to see parts of me that I need to fix. And if the light starts shining on me, that means I can no longer hide it. I can no longer hide it. So in this season, I'm telling you, the light is going to expose. He's going to continue to call your name. Your name is going to continue to come up in places and spaces where you just like, how did you heard about? I was somewhere back in earlier this year, and so somebody said, they were introducing me to somebody, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard about you. And this person said to me, yeah, I've heard about you too. You did? Well, this is my first time ever seeing you. I was sitting and I had a conversation this past Tuesday with a young lady, and literally, y'all, it blew me away. It blew me away. And so we started PowerPoint Christian Ministries 5 years ago. We're coming up on 5 years. And so she told me, she said, I never said anything to you. She said, but I've been following you all this time. She's like, all 5 years, I may have been in and out. She said, but I've been watching you. I've been watching you. I never said anything. She said, but I've been watching you. And she said, every time you open your mouth, every time you came on, it blessed me. Now, I could have been like, hey, look, I don't really do the whole public thing. I could have told God, no, we're not doing that, because you want me to do that in front of people. You know how people, your kids, you know how people are. But I wanted to share this tonight with you. The world needs what you have. The world needs what we have. Stop shying away from everything. When you talk about shyness is a form of fear. It's a form of fear. It's a form of fear. So shy is SHY. So have you considered that somebody's life is hanging in the balance because you are afraid to do what you're supposed to do? Shyness. Shy. Why am I shy? So have you considered the option and the opinions of other people over what God has called you to do? We mask it with being an introvert. We mask it with saying, I don't fool with everybody. Y'all know we quick to say that, right? And so I wanted to come on here tonight to literally get us to understand that for the world that we are living in, it's enough people putting out. When I tell you foolishness, like it just doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to them. And so while as Christians, oftentimes we'll sit back and shake our heads, and we'll sit back and say, that's a shame. We'll sit back and say, Lord, what's happening to the world? He said, I'm asking you the same thing. What's happening to the world? Because I gave you dominion. So what's happening to the world? What's happening to the world is you're not letting your light shine. What's happening to the world is you've chosen to live in darkness. And not saying that darkness is like that bad thing, but you've chosen to hide what I put inside of you because it makes you uncomfortable, because you don't want people to see your flaws, knowing that everybody got issues. So I hope that this will cause us to think about some things differently. All of us, those of you who are watching, I say your name, I see you. I see you. I see who on here. You have been called to do some phenomenal things, some absolute mind-blowing, mind-boggling things for the kingdom. And here it is, oftentimes, well, I don't, we hemming and hawing. Well, God, I don't. And so literally what you're telling him is, no, I choose to live in darkness. I don't want the light on me. What we're saying is we are arrogant. He's like, the light ain't on you. The light is on what I put inside of you. So I want to go back to Matthew 5:16. I want to read it from the easy English Bible. It says, you must be sure that your light shines well. Then you will give light to other people. They will see all the good things that you do. Then they will praise God, who is your Father in heaven. They're not going to praise you. They're praising God. But you got to let your light shine well. You got to let your light shine well. Yes, the exposure comes with it, but the exposure is also going to bring the opportunity for you to be developed. The exposure causes you not to stay in darkness. The exposure causes you to say, you know what? There's some things and habits and vices that I need to deal with. Let your light shine, but let it shine well. You don't get the what's the lowest wattage? Don't get them little, them flimsy bulbs. Get the floodlight. Motion detectors. Every time the enemy try to move, every time your light come on. Y'all know the motion detector lights where if there's a movement, that thing is coming on. That's how it has to be in this season. When anything that God says, motion, we're moving. The light is on. You don't even have to tap the light. It automatically comes on. When it detects movement, when it detects motion, it automatically comes on. So literally, anytime God is calling you to do something, you got to be like that motion detector. God, I detect that you're calling me to do something. Light on. So what we do, oftentimes, you know how they used to have a clapper? So anytime somebody does this, the light goes out. Anytime somebody claps back at you, your light go out. Anytime somebody says something about you, your light go out. Turn the light on. Y'all know like that kitchen light? Y'all know the kitchen light. I didn't know this. Maybe it's just in the African American community. Okay. The kitchen light on, like when you go to bed, y'all leave the kitchen light on? Not the kitchen light, but the light over the stove. Yeah. Because when you wake up, somebody need to see. I sleep with a nightlight. Yes, I do. Don't judge me. I sleep with a nightlight. Because when I wake up, I need to be able to see. That's the same thing that God is saying about you. When people wake up from darkness, they need to be able to see. How are they going to see? Because your light is on. Your light is shining. That's why you got to keep showing up. That's why you got to keep giving God your yes. That's why you got to keep signing them contracts and say, yeah, I'm going to have a conference. That's why you keep coming on live and say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's really all about God. So your light must shine well. Then you will give light to other people. They will see all the good things that you do. We're so concerned about people seeing all of the negative things about us. They will see all the good things about that you do. Then they will praise God, who is your Father in heaven. They're not going to praise you. So you don't have to worry about the part about, they're calling attention to you. It ain't going to call attention to you. They're going to praise God. They're going to praise God. They're going to praise God. So it's not about you bragging. It's not about you showing off. It's literally about what God is doing inside of you. So I pray that this is a blessing to you on tonight. When I tell you that thing stopped me in my tracks, you don't know who's watching you. But if you're not visible, your visibility is going to cause somebody to get the victory. Your visibility. I know this social media thing is saturated. It is saturated. When I tell you saturated, it's like everybody got a platform, everybody got a podcast, everybody got something to say. But literally, there's some of us who God is saying, no, you do have something to say. You have something to say. Stop shying away from it because you think the market is oversaturated. Stop shying. Here's the thing. Literally, God is dealing with me about this. We are so blinded and distracted by numbers until we forget to nurture. We forget to nurture. Yes, it's a mirage of water. People are dying of thirst because they're reaching out to what looks like something that can quench their thirst, and it's empty promises. But I'm telling you, mark my words. Don't need mark my words. Look at the word. Let your light shine. Write the book, start the business. But here's the thing. I used to get upset. Yeah, I know it's gonna sound real weird. I used to get upset. I'm like, well, nobody's buying the books and nobody's doing this and the other. And literally, God was like, girl, they don't even know you out there. They don't even know you wrote a book or books. And so sometimes we just, okay, well, God, why they're not coming? They don't even know you're doing it. And so we will sit back and we will watch everybody else. And so sometimes we're so driven by the numbers, we forget to nurture. He's like, if you just take care of letting your light shine, all that other stuff, I already got it lined up for you. So I'm telling you now, I know you ain't got to say nothing. I know what you're thinking and I know what you're feeling. Trust me, I know. Get out there. Get out there. It's one thing when you're out there and you're trying to draw attention to yourself because you want people to see how great you are, how much you know. God is like, but for you, he was like, I know you ain't even like that. He's like, that's not even your motive. You really do want people to be well. You really do want people to be whole. Stop shying away from the assignment. Stop only being comfortable with people that you're comfortable with. It's time to get uncomfortable. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I told y'all the time to come off mute? It's time to get uncomfortable. The world needs it. The world needs it. We can sit back and talk about how bad things are all day long. The world needs it. It needs what you have. Let the light shine. You ain't being arrogant. Let the light shine. You not tripping. Let the light shine. You not bragging. You are just allowing people to see the God in you. Flaws and all. Flaws and all. So I hope this is a blessing to you on tonight. I've been holding on to that all week long. So whatever it is that he's telling you to do, whatever it is that he's told you to do, even if you have to do, so here's the thing. Sometimes we want to, if it's not on this grandiose scale, we don't want to do it. Sometimes God is like, okay, let's make it intimate. It's okay. There's a light for that space too. It might not be 100 people. Go and chill with the 10. But do it. And do it well. Shine the light. Let your light shine. What you scared of? I know I'm talking real good, right? Talking real bad, right? What are you afraid of? Let your light shine. And here's the other piece of that. When my light is shining, and then you come stand next to me and your light is shining. And then somebody else comes and then their light is shining. Man, all that light. Darkness ain't got a chance. Not with all this light we got going on. So I wanted you to be encouraged. This word encouraged me. So I want you to be encouraged. Y'all, come on. We got to do this. We have to do it. There are people dying. There are people who are literally committing suicide daily. I think it was a couple of, I want to say maybe last year, like every 11 minutes. I think these were statistics last year before last. Every 11 minutes, somebody is taking their life because they think that all hope is gone. They think that their light is not worth shining. Their light has been dimmed by circumstances, but you and I are giving them hope. No, yeah, I got flaws, but there's something that God has put in. Look at what God has put. Not look at me, but look at what He's put inside of me. Flaws and all. Let the light shine, and let it shine well. You are a motion detector. You're a motion detector. So I want to encourage you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Put it on your calendar. Set your alarm tomorrow at 5 a.m. Divine Grace Ministries International. The last 10 days, it's so hard to believe it's already last days. The last 10 days of the month, prayer is going on. Prayer is going on. Pray. That's how you get the whatever it is to let your light shine through prayer. Through prayer. So join us at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Get up. When I tell you that is the best way to start your day. And then at 6 a.m. Prophetess Davina Jeter with Daily Dose of Scripture. The light. Let the light shine. If you have not registered for Behind the Mask with Prophetess Davina Jeter and all these things you will see on our social media platforms, go ahead and register. It is September 13th. You do not want to miss it. That's a good way for you to identify why you've been hiding. Come out from behind that mask. God is going to shed some light on some things in your life. September 6th, Move Empowerment Summit, hosted by Apostle Dr. Latrice Williams. Get into these spaces, y'all. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Time and tools. He's giving it to us. Time and tools. If you are in the North Carolina area, High Point, North Carolina area, join me September 26th and 27th, 25th to the 27th. Higher ground. We're going up. High Point, North Carolina. And dare I not forget, November 8th, join us for the Room Experience Live this year, 2025, November 8th at 2:30 p.m. Go ahead and register today. Early registration ends September 1st, y'all. Early registration ends September 1st. If we have vendor opportunities available. So, I mean, seriously, if you're a person, you're just kind of like, I don't know if I can just be all out there like that. Get into these spaces. Time and tools. God will help us. We don't have to do this by ourselves. He has surrounded us with people to help us with all of these things. So I hope and pray that this is a blessing to you on tonight. Again, 5 a.m. prayer, get up, pray. It will absolutely change your life. It will absolutely change your life. So I love y'all. This is one of my absolute favorite time of the week. I shy away from it quite often. Y'all, it'd be like 8:25, and I'm like, do I really go? Okay. Oh man, I don't put it out there. So before you change your mind, stop overthinking everything. Just go ahead and do it. Let the light shine. Let the light shine. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week in the room. Y'all be safe out there. Continue to pray for each other. Continue to keep lifting each other up. And yo, look, let's let our light shine. Turn the street light on in these Jesus streets. I love y'all. Holla.